of people have really high expectations of him, you know, playing in the, you know, GSL and whatnot. But Kenny, is he about to get 4-0'd here? Let's find out, man. In the top left position, as our blue Zerg player, down 3-0 in this best of 7. Can he take it back on arguably the worst ZVP map there is? It is for Quantic Gaming, HyuN.
And of course, his opponent currently up 3-0 in this best of 7 show match. We do have our Protoss player from Creator, wow, from Prime. As I butcher the complete introduction of that, we have our Red Protoss player. It's going to be Creator from Team Prime. And Ohana, yeah, I kind of laughed. I giggled a little bit. It's the map choice from HyuN. I'm a little bit surprised. What makes you say this is not a good map for Zerg?
Well, so, I mean, for regular styles, so assume, you know, if Prime goes Nexus first, if Creator goes Nexus first, and HyuN goes Fast 3 Hatch, you know, it's so easy to force field off these areas or break in through the bad rocks, some motorcycle or something. It's so easy to just isolate the bases, especially with warp prisms with these cliffs by the natural, for Protoss players to go in with this Sentry Immortal push. I can't imagine that HyuN would pick this map for any reason other than he has some sort of 2-base build prepared. So I don't think we'll see him do that. And if we do, I think I feel like Creator could definitely go for another one of those Immortal pushes.
Yeah, I 100% agree. I would not be surprised at all if Creator did Immortal Sentry, some sort of a 2-base push. It's very good on this map. We talk about Ohana. You guys might be wondering, what are we really meaning when we're saying this is a good map for Protoss? Well, there's a back destructible rock that's very easy to kill. The map, I mean, the actual ramp is very easy to force field. You're able to get a really good area of an engagement. Now, the third base of the Zerg, I will say this, that if you can force the Protoss to kind of go in that low ground area, you can set up pretty good flanks with roaches or with possibly circling Hydra. Oh, 4 lings.
Oh man, well, 4 lings for HyuN.
Pylons,
Double pylon block from Creator. He really wants to delay HyuN's economy. Creator now getting up his own Nexus. He's actually delayed his Photon Cannon to get this. I don't think these 4 lings are going to be able to get inside his base. Yeah, he's just going to keep them at home to kill these pylons. So, oh man, Creator, he's just trying to put as much pressure on HyuN as he can. I was almost scared he was going to try to block that with like a gateway or something at the natural. I honestly wouldn't think it'd be a bad idea to try to make HyuN build the hatchery at the 3rd base, like block the natural, make him build the 2nd hatchery at the 3rd, and then that kind of forces HyuN into going for 3 base, and that, you know, like some like crazy double meta game to make him more vulnerable to an Immortal push. But we have this pretty standard follow-up coming up for Creator, and HyuN, he is going to go for the 3 hatch. So, what do you think? What do you think HyuN does if he suspects that this might even be possible again this game, though?
The Immortal Sentry push?
Yeah.
I would assume, having seen the previous games, he's been pretty comfortable, even though he lost them, with going Zergling Hydralisks. I still feel, as a safety net for Zerg players, you need to make a Roach Warren. If you're not going to make Roaches, that's fine. Just have the Roach Warren there in case of scouting something like this. And of course, if you're an aggressive player like HyuN, you can use these roaches to be aggressive on the map, deny thirds, set up flanks at the natural. But I mean, Creator Prime, he's 1 game away from winning this best of 7 show match by clarity. He can take $100 very easily. But HyuN is going to have 3 bases. They are going to be a little bit delayed. Not the biggest deal. It's not going to be, you know, anything game changing. There's no cannon rush or anything like that going on. But I mean, I feel that HyuN has a really unique style with this Ling Hydra. He just needs to have some sort of a better execution and actually making it work.
Yeah, and well, we have the Sentry opening now from Creator. So, I mean, that's pretty standard. You know, and we kind of look between Protoss that open up either Stalker or Sentry. But the double gas here really fast. He's gonna go for a Stargate play. I think this is probably what you couldn't have picked a better opener, I guess, from HyuN's perspective. I'm not. You think he's gonna go for this big air style again, or is he just gonna open Phoenix?
It's a possibility he might go for the air style, or he might just go for Phoenix. Those are definitely going to be 2 available options to him. But don't forget there's the Oracle. He has not really shown any kind of Oracle play, which can do a lot of damage economically-wise in the early stages of this matchup. So Void Ray is my prediction. Maybe Phoenix to possibly counter any possible mutas incoming, and there's a quick layer for HyuN. We'll see when he's going to grab his first and second gas in the main base. Already grabbed 2 gas at the natural, so I like that little cute play from HyuN. You know, if Creator pokes in a probe, he's going to see these. He can assume that there's possibly a first and second gas in the main base and maybe Mutalisk. But it's looking like it's going to be some kind of tech, maybe Hydralisks, just because he's been doing that in the past 2 games. But there's Void Ray, +1. It's going to be some aggression here from Creator with this Void Ray.
Yeah, man. I gotta say, I honestly, I'm so used to seeing the Koreans open up with these Phoenix, but Creator just doesn't seem to do that. And you're completely right. He's opening with these Void Rays. It worked out really well for him in the game on Neoplanet S, and that was a map where it's hard to get a third. On this map, all you have separating you is the rocks, and then it's really easy to wall off. It's so hard to get hit with counter pressure. And in all honesty, I'm not entirely sure. Like if you thought it was hard to put the pressure on Neoplanet S with how well Creator controlled, just think how much harder it's going to be when he doesn't need to leave his base to defend himself anymore. So I have no idea what the best option here for HyuN would be. He's going to go for the Hydralisks again. He's getting a much faster 4th base this time. What do you think about this? Maybe just pure minerals so he can just afford more lings with his Hydras? This
is actually pretty smart for HyuN. He has 2 options. He can kind of commit to what he did before with the Ling Hydra and try to kill Creator before he gets a ridiculously scary army with basically gateway units, since he's not committing to double or triple Stargate in this game. And this 4th can possibly be a fake. He's going to scout this. Ooh, see? He canceled the hatchery. I was thinking that's possibly going to be a fake, to just use it for to play some mind games with Creator and just make Ling and Hydra off 3 base and just go try to kill Creator. But maybe he thought this is a timing with this Void Ray Sentry pressure, and in fact, it is. There's no 3rd base from Creator. He's not making probes, getting some pylons, and it's going to be a 2-base push from Creator.
He's coming in the Zerglings, trying to get a surround, but those Zealots, he actually moving in with +1, just chewing those Zerglings apart. It kind of reminds me of the old Wings of Liberty build. It was like a Void Ray +1 Zealot attack, and that's kind of what it really looks like. He has a lot of sentries with this too, though, so he'll have all the force fields available, and you know the force fields with the Immortals, you want to keep everything away, but now he just wants to bring everything nice and close so these Zealots can just rip them to shreds. And I have to say, knowing that his opponent isn't going for the Roaches as well, like the Void Rays are good against them, but the Hydralisks, if they get force fielded into these Zealots, they are going to be destroyed, and here he comes.
Creator's throwing down the force fields. We'll be able to zone out the Hydralisk, but HyuN actually has a really good concave against this, but he has the Void. The Voiders are basically unanswered right now to Thanos, and the Hydralisk are dying ridiculously quickly. Creator may not have a huge army, but this is actually such an intimidating army with the Void Rays, with the Prismatic Alignment, the Sentries, of course, being used for force fields. He has a good amount of minerals to be able to reinforce with more units, and HyuN desperately making more Zerglings and Hydralisk. Creator so close to winning this best of 7. Drones getting pulled off the mineral line, and I feel like Creator is playing this really, really nicely. We'll be able to zone out the Zerglings once again with the force fields, but HyuN has a lot of Hydralisk, losing a lot of drones, and Creator, is he actually going to lose this engagement?
I feel like HyuN has managed to pick up a lot of these Void Rays, and now the Hydralisks are pretty solid, actually, against the Zealot Stalker, especially on the creep, being able to kite up and just having a lot more DPS than the Stalkers, but he did sacrifice most of the drones at his 3rd base. I will note, though, there is no 3rd for Creator. He actually didn't even bust down the rocks completely yet, so, I mean, HyuN could drone up and try to resaturate this 3rd base, or he can just basically just try to get out a ton more Lings and Hydras and just try to kill them. And with 6 Hydras in production, I think HyuN might just try to go for a big counterattack to take this game. And Ling Hydra versus Stalker is actually gonna, I think it's gonna favor him pretty damn well. Actually throwing the Contaminate onto this Stargate as well, so he actually can't produce his next Void Ray.
You know what? I will say this: Workers lost 19 for HyuN. If you look at the probes, 49 probes to 47. So even though that attack didn't win the game for Creator, he did a good amount of damage to the economy of HyuN where he can possibly get himself back in this game. If he didn't kill those drones, he would be in a terrible position. But here comes a Ling. Hydra, as you mentioned, it looks like HyuN is going to be able to gear up for some sort of an attack onto this third base. Creator does have a good amount of Stalkers. Is it going to be enough, though? Hydra Ling, such a good army composition against these Stalkers, and Creator is kind of going back into this Nook area by his natural, of course, by that ramp. No force field being placed down just yet from Creator, but HyuN has a lot of Hydralisks and Zerglings, more Hydras in the production tab, and it looks like HyuN is actually going to win this game and try to come back.